Today we are talking about the 3 C's to success. There's lots of ways to success, but after 10 years in being in business, almost 15 years of being a business owner and creating small businesses from no money at all. My first business I started with $200 and a vision. And I have noticed over the years as I grow and I become a better business owner and a better person, a better partner, that there has been a pattern that has happened over and over again. So they all start with C, so we're going to kind of jump right in and start with the easiest one for a lot of people. It's actually probably not the easiest for me personally, but a lot of people that I come in contact with, this is a easy peasy one that sometimes gets overlooked. So I'm going to share a personal story with you today that I don't talk about too much. Maybe I'll talk about it more in upcoming podcasts, but it's a little bit embarrassing, and that's really hard to kind of open up your heart and your history and share that. So what I'm going to be sharing today about the first C, which is cleanliness, is that growing up I had two extreme situations. So I grew up in one aspect with a single mother who you probably today would be considered a shopaholic, would buy anything and everything as long as it was on sale, had, 15 of everything, and it got so bad at one point that there were pathways in the home. So it was hard for me to reach out to people, have people come over to my home, as a teenager or a young adult, and even in your tweens, like you're 12, 13, 14, it's really embarrassing to bring someone over when you're like, oh, excuse me, can you make it through the pathways? And so if there's pathways in your home, it's really the emphasis of cleaning your home is not on the top priority. So although it wasn't dirty per se, it definitely was cluttered, and that whole aspect of holding on to things and not throwing anything out, and everything has a meaning and everything has a resource, and reusing and recycle. There's definitely a way that you can use that in your life to better the environment, but at some point when it starts to tip onto the side of obsession, it's not healthy for anyone. So really, my home would probably nowadays would have been considered unlivable. You just would not be able to live in there. And so that was one aspect of having a home, not understanding how to keep a home neat and tidy and clean. The other aspect is at my dad's house and my stepmother's house, it was extremely organized. We had a cleaning woman that would come in and clean. So again, I was never shown how to physically do it. I was just shown what the result was. So growing up, becoming married, and having my own place, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know the most effective way to keep a clean home. So what does that have to do with business? Well, cleanliness is extremely important in owning a business, a brick and mortar. And also cleanliness in your mindset, cleanliness in your spirituality, cleanliness in your boundaries. I mean, we could really use this for many metaphors, but physically keeping your brick and mortar clean is very important and pleasing to the eye. And keeping it uncluttered. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into businesses and it just either doesn't look right, or it's all cluttered and the floors look like they haven't been washed, and there's dust everywhere. Things like that are a no-go. Really, you should be making sure that you're keeping your business top notch, and that doesn't mean spending a lot of money. I'm not talking about spending hundreds or thousands of dollars to decorate your office to make it look good, but less is always more, and making sure that your place of employment and your place of business is clean and taking pride in that. So whether that means you have to hire someone to clean for you or you do it yourself, and obviously I really believe that there are certain tasks that if you are not effective and efficient at them in a timely manner, that you really should be outsourcing it, because you can make more money being effective where you are meant to be. So I know being cleanliness is a no-brainer for a lot of businesses, but you really need to make sure that it's first priority. So today or this week, I want you to look at your business and see where you can make some upgrades and where maybe you need to invest in some, maybe a new vacuum or a new duster or something like that, or go online and find a local cleaning company, or even places like Craigslist for local people, or ask on social media. Your friends and family in your local area, I'm sure, know someone, and it will be really helpful to your business. The second C is customer service. And customer service, being a customer-centric business is not about laying down and saying that the customer is always right. The customer is not always right. But what it is to be a customer-centric business is making sure that you are creating policies and procedures and boundaries in your business, that when something goes awry or something happens or an event or an idea or a situation comes up, you are prepared. That is producing good customer service for your business. So that could be from clients that show up late, from clients that if their payment gets declined, clients if they refer someone. Customer service, making sure that your business is all about the customer, but that you are not a doormat. Being a business owner doesn't mean that you should be in fear of every day that something's going to go wrong. And what are you going to do if that happens? And how do you deal with irate customers? Sometimes that happens as well. So you have to have plans and procedures in place. And one of the best ways that I have found this to really come through is getting my office policies set up and putting them, I print them out, I put them right in front of the client so they know what is expected of them. I go over it verbally because people learn differently. They might not read what's on the wall. They might not read it even if you hand it to them. But if you tell them, sometimes that works as well. I send it in an email. I put it on my Facebook page. I put them on my website. And then I personally refer back to them pretty much every week. Every week something comes up in my business, even though I have a consistent clientele, and my new clientele has decreased a little bit because my business is so full, it's hard to get new clients in. But even with a current clientele that comes in consistently, I am referring back to those policies every single week. If a card gets declined from a membership client, what do I have to do? And just kind of following through with those. And what ends up happening with being a customer-centric business and producing great customer service is your client begins to expect the same thing from you over and over again. And that's really important. The third C is communication. Creating better boundaries in business is about communication, and communication comes in a couple different ways. First, there's the professional to professional, and that means from you to other professionals, whether that's another small business owner, a colleague, connecting with other professionals to build business alliances, very important, and communicating to those other business owners that you're looking to build. You're looking for referrals. Sometimes it's just a one-way street. I have found that sometimes I don't need anything from another business owner, but I need a place for my clients to go if I can't either get them into my schedule or if I can't solve their issue. sometimes I'm not the best person for them. So I need to make sure that I have somewhere for them to go. The worst thing you can do is turn around and say, oh, I'm sorry, can't help you. Click. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any room in the schedule. Goodbye. And not give them a next step. Even if you can personally not help your client, it's good customer service, good communication to have a next step for them to go to. And that's why it's so important to build those business alliances in your local community. Then you have the professional to the client, which is you to the client, and communicating that. And what are you communicating? Well, we can communicate via email, on the phone. How do you like to communicate? I can't stand the phone. I don't like phone calls. I don't like answering the phone. I don't like returning phone calls. It aggravates me. I don't like doing it. I am very adamant about that, and that is why I've hired and have had an office manager since I've opened my doors. When I only had 5 clients, I had someone working with me. Now that person might only have been working 3 hours a month, but they were working with me. They were taking care of, the 1 or 2 phone calls that were trickling in at the very beginning of my practice. And now that I have a thriving practice with many moving parts, there's absolutely no way that I would be able to handle all that communication via email and phone calls. So the reason why I hired someone at the very beginning was to prepare for the growth. So when I did grow, because it did happen quite quickly, and a lot of times when we grow, we need to already have these things in place. So it grew to the point where now things run smoothly. I don't answer phone calls. I don't answer emails unless it's of a personal nature. And my office manager is trained. She knows what's going on. She knows how to handle situations. She knows what common questions to answer if clients have common questions. So communicating to your client, setting up your policies, your boundaries in your business so that it works around your schedule and that you enjoy going to work. And really marketing as well. How are you going to market to your client? How are you going to communicate to them? Do you want to do it via a blog post? Do you want to do it like an audio like this? Do you want to do a video? Do you want to call them on the phone? What works for you is what's going to get you better success. And then you have professional to community and getting out there and letting people know what you do. So what do you do in your business? This is very different than doing a very generic, I'm going to say like community event. Getting out in the community is not just getting a booth out and just saying, hey, I'm a massage therapist. Hey, I'm a hairstylist. Hey, I own this yoga studio 5 streets down from here. Why don't you come check me out? That is not going to get people into your door. What's going to get people into your door is a specific problem to be solved. So when you are the professional trying to communicate to your community, it's really great. What you could do is set up, community events and give a specific title for a specific purpose. You could go to senior citizen cares, at risk for youth, mommy and me groups, and then tailor your presentation to that group. Just saying, hey, I'm a massage therapist, I'd love to talk to your group about stress relief is going to get you as many results as, hey, I'm a business owner that specializes in stress relief, and I have 5 key strategies that by the time they leave my workshop, they'll be able to apply these into their own lives and decrease their stress. See how that pitch is a little bit different? So really getting a little bit more niched. And if you're looking, one of the best resources I can give you if you're looking for a great resource is The Message of You by Judy Carter. That is a book, and it's a pretty quick read, and it teaches you how to get ready to turn your story of what you do into a speech. And it's definitely a great way to learn how to pull your personality into your speech. I know for me, it just took me so long to get over public speaking. I think I'm like most wellness professionals. We can be introverts. We really enjoy the work because it's hands-on, and we'd rather do the work than kind of get up in front of 100 people or even 10 people and tell them what we do. But it is a great way to practice telling people what you do. Really get out there, communicate with your other professionals, communicate with your clients, communicate to your community, and provide that great customer service. And don't forget to keep your office and your small business clean. Tell me in the comments below what you would add to this list. It doesn't have to begin with a C, but I really would like to know what has helped you grow your business.